Hello, I'm Marcelo Valau, Forage Extension Specialist with the University of Florida, and we're here at the Plant Science Research and Education Unit in Citra, Florida, hosting a group of colleagues that came all the way from Ethiopia to learn a little bit of what we're doing here. This is a project in a partnership between the Livestock Innovation Lab and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, in which the forage team is heavily vested. It's super cool to see that forage materials that are being developed here at the University of Florida are now helping producers overseas. Let's see what Dr. Rios and Dr. Bola have to say about this project.
My name is Bola Adeshogon. I'm an Associate Vice President and Director of the Global Food Systems Institute at the University of Florida. We have some visitors from Ethiopian Institute of Agricultural Research, Hawassa University, and the International Livestock Research Institute, and they have been working with the Feed the Future Innovation Lab for Livestock Systems in a project that is, in this case, funded by the Gates Foundation to improve feed and forage production and quality in African countries.
My name is Esteban Rios. I am an assistant professor in the agronomy department. I do forage breeding and genetics, and today we are at the Plant Science Research and Education Unit in Citra, Florida, hosting a group of visitors from Ethiopia and Burkina Faso. They came to Florida for the final meeting for our EQUIP project that is titled Strengthening Smallholder Livestock System for the Future in Africa. And we have been running trials in Burkina Faso and Ethiopia for the last 5 years. Some of the success stories for this project was the introduction in Ethiopia and Burkina Faso for forage varieties that are coming from the University of Florida. A couple of oats from Dr. Ali Babar's and Dr. Anne Blount's breeding program are now being released in these countries and in the future will be utilized by those farmers. A couple of annual ryegrasses as well from Dr. Kenworthy's and now from my breeding program at the University of Florida. So we are hosting these visitors this week. Today we have a field trip to the Plant Science Unit and we had Dr. Ali Babar, Dr. Marcelo Walau, Dr. Solenberger and myself showing all the research projects that we do here in the station.
What is really remarkable is that some of the cultivars of oats, ryegrass, and so on were taken from here and shipped to Ethiopia for testing. And they were tested at multiple sites in Ethiopia over a 3-year period for the biomass production, the yields, and the nutritional value. And they exceeded the performance of the local varieties considerably. So these have now been submitted to the government, they have been registered, and they have now been released in the country. So it's really fantastic to bring them back here where those cultivars were developed, so they can see the breeding program, they can see how everything is done here. The same identical approach has been used in Burkina Faso, where we sent several cultivars, again from UF and some other countries that were validated at multi-location plots. And again, those have been submitted to the government. So some of those cultivars developed here are now being scaled across some of the African countries where they'll be used to improve livestock production. And this is really important from a standpoint of improving the supply of meat, milk, which is vital for improving the nutrition of people. Also, they have a role in reducing the environmental footprint as they improve the livestock productivity. They reduce the emissions of methane and so on per unit of food product. So we're really pleased to bring them here and to have them interact with our excellent faculty here.